Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it is your first time here. My name is Erin and I make videos about sewing, primarily garment sewing, a little bit of quilting, a random bag sometimes, but mostly garments. This video is a belated March and April makes for 2025. Not so belated for April, it's only May 8th, quite belated for March, but I didn't get up to a whole lot. So it should go pretty quickly, and a big bulk of what I made is actually going to be its own video. So just going chronologically, the first thing I made in March was the Petite Stitchery Ellis cardi, which is this. Let me put it on. It's like a cloak. That's what my husband says. So I made it out of this green quilted knit from Serge Fabrics. It has a hood, and then it has either these like big voluminous sleeves, or you can do a slimmer sleeve. I still don't think it's slim, but it's slimmer. There are pockets, and it has this curved cocoon shape around the whole body. You can do it color blocked / just blocked, or you can do it solid. It has pattern pieces for both. I cut out the color blocked pieces because I initially wanted to do it so that there were exposed seams. It does include instructions for that and kind of walks you through how to do it. But as soon as I started cutting this, I knew that was just not going to be an option because the like batting of this quilted knit just like continuously squishes out. And on the inside, I don't mind it. I chose not to serge the seams or anything. I just sewed them and then cover stitched them for a little bit of like emphasis on them. But yeah, I chose not to serge them just so that they would be a little bit flatter. I was worried about it getting too bulky in my machines, especially like where seams met. And I did want to be able to cover stitch over it. So I just sewed it on my machine and then cover stitched. I used this ribbing from, I want to say it's knitfabric.com. I think that's where I got it from, and it's perfect for the sleeves. I was a little skeptical about like how tall this is, but really when you're wearing it, sorry, the hood is lined, which is nice. When you're wearing it, it's nice because of how voluminous this is. It's like actually nice to have it be so tall, and then it works really well functionally to push them up. I wear this thing all the time, not so much now that it's getting, well, that it's gotten quite warm, but in March when I made it and then into April, I did wear it quite a lot. The fabric was nice to work with. I mean, it squishes that batting out pretty continuously, but at some point I assume it'll run out of batting and stop because of the quilting lines will stop it. But yeah, the only thing that bothers me is the fact that this part of the cocoon always flips back, so then you can see the seam in kind of an unsightly way. So sometimes I'm able to tuck it in, but yeah, it doesn't just lay smoothly. I followed the instructions where it said how much to stretch in each part. It had a diagram of the whole cardigan and had like more stretch, less stretch, and showed you kind of like where you needed to do the most stretching. And I followed that, but I still have like weird flipping going on at the bottom. The instructions, from what I remember, were okay. I feel like with every Petite Stitchery pattern I've done, I just walk away a little bit confused from the instructions. But I can't think of any specific examples, and clearly I got a cardigan that I like and wear all the time, so it was not a huge deal. But I do just know that there were like pictures that didn't make a lot of sense to me, and I do remember thinking like, this is confusing. So just know that going in. Clearly I still got something out of it. Hopefully you can see probably can't, let me hold it up, like color blocked detail. There's an option to do exposed seams, and the like main photo they have on the website for the pattern is that option where the seams are exposed, and I love it. And I do want to make it at some point with a more appropriate fabric, probably like a French terry. I had already cut the pieces for the like blocked version before I realized that it wasn't going to work with this fabric. So I just went with it, and I decided to cover stitch where those seams are, which you can see better in some directions than others. Overall, a win, and I will make it again at some point. The next thing I made were 4 pairs of Petite Stitchery Linden underwear, and I made them as period underwear. So I did the Petite Stitchery Linden, and then in April, I did the Seam Work Flow, which is a free pattern for period underwear. I have been able to wear them through 2 cycles, and I'm gonna make a whole separate video about what I think of the patterns, what I used for it, because that has always been kind of the most overwhelming part for me, was deciding like what absorbent layers to use. So that's gonna be its whole own separate video. Oh, okay, and in March, the other thing that took up a lot of my sewing time was a quilt top. I made a quilt top for my husband. I have not quilted it yet, so I think I'm just gonna wait and show it when it's all done. But that took up most of my sewing time, and it turned out really well. I just have to get it quilted. That's the most annoying part. It's the basting. I don't even mind the quilting that much, it's the basting. But I will get it done soon. The plan is to get it done soon, like in the next week and a half, hopefully. Now moving into April, like I said, I made 2 pairs of the Seam Work Flow period underwear that I'll talk about more in another video. I made a Simplicity 1435, which is a toddler dress. I actually think it goes up to like size 8, so a children's dress. And I made it out of an ocean themed interlock that I got on my very last trip to Joann's. I made it in a size 3 for my daughter, who's turning 3 in July. It's still a little big for her. She's very, very much like straddling 2T, 3T and ready to wear right now. So this is probably like 3.5 if I were gonna say how the sizing is. It's a little bit on the bigger size of most 3T things that she wears. And yeah, I made View C. I'll insert a picture. It's in her room right now, so I don't have it to show you. And then I made 2 pairs of True Bias Hudson pants for my husband. He loves this jogger pattern. I've had to make no modifications for him. So he wanted more pairs. I made him 2 more pairs. I did a teal French terry and a black French terry, both from Raspberry Creek Fabrics. I really enjoyed working with it. He's been wearing them a ton and says he really enjoys them. So just not even gonna probably ever try another jogger pattern for him. He loves them. And then the other thing I worked on in April was a gift for my sister. I made her a tote bag using a foundation paper pieced block. It's a free block from Moda or Art Gallery. Moda? Anyway, I'll have it linked down below. It's called the Falling Star block. She had sent a picture of it to my mom and I like 6 months ago or something. I originally planned to make her this bag for Christmas and just didn't get it done. So I finished it up for her birthday. I used some Tula pink fabrics. Some were from Untamed. I think some were just like the regular, is it called True Colors? I don't know enough. Anyway, very bright, very fun. She loved it. I'd originally planned to have 2 of these quilted, the foundation paper pieced panels, and then give them a border. Sorry, foundation paper pieced blocks, give them a border, and then make a gusset, bind the outsides of that, and then have a lining. But I did that, I like basted the gusset in, and I did not like it. I did use By Annie Soft and Stable, so it had like good structure, but it was just too big and it was feeling too narrow, but like large. I ended up with very large panels because in my head I was like, I want this to be the biggest tote bag ever. And I later determined I did not want it to be the biggest tote bag ever. So I cut it down to a more reasonable size. And then I just did kind of a standard like box bottom tote. And then I did add a magnetic closure and called it good. And she said she loves it. She says she's gotten compliments on it, which we always love. It's super bright. So that is that for April. Some other things that I've been continuously working on are my murder mystery quilt. I'm doing a murder mystery quilt along thing this year. I did January and February like right after I got them, and then as predicted kind of fell off, and I'm actually quite behind now. I am currently working on March's block, which is foundation paper piecing. I'm almost to the point of putting all the bits together for that. It's a llama. I'll show you guys when it's done. And then April's is pretty easy. And then we should have gotten May's yesterday. What is today? Thursday? Should have gotten it yesterday or maybe next week. I need to log on to the website and see if I missed something. But so I'm catching up. So that's going well. I am knitting a temperature blanket. I am also terribly far behind on that. I just finished March today, which took me a long time to finally finish March, but I just finished March today. So I will cast on April. I'm going on vacation in about a week, actually. So I will probably bring all of the colors I need to play catch up and do April. Probably not the whole thing because that's a lot, but try to work a lot on April while I'm on vacation. That's it, you guys. I've not been doing a lot. That is all I have for today. Haven't done a lot, didn't have a lot to share, but I did want to talk about that cardigan and yeah, and the tote bag. I really like how the tote bag turned out for my sister. And then I'm excited to show you guys my husband's quilt when I get it quilted, which will be soon, hopefully. That does it. Let me know what you guys worked on in March and April. I'm very much playing catch up. I've been absent from the YouTube world, both posting and consuming content. So I'm like trying to play catch up, but it's amazing how much content comes out in like 2.5 months. But I'm enjoying playing catch up. I'm not always commenting out of awkwardness of like, you posted this 2 months ago. I don't know if you care for my comment anymore, but maybe I will comment. Anyway, no one cares. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye.